guys, my name's Macy. You probably don't know me, but that's okay because today we're gonna be book besties. Today we're going book shopping and we're going to my absolute favorite used bookstore that I've ever been to, and I can't wait to put you guys on it. My boyfriend Daniel is on his way over here and he's gonna take me to the store and maybe a couple other ones. I have my eyes on a couple things, but it's a used bookstore, so you never know what you're gonna get there. I'm also really excited to do a book haul over here. I have like 25 books over here that I've just like been acquiring over the last couple weeks that I don't want to put them on my shelf yet because I want to do a book haul and then I want to do a bookshelf reorganization, because if you can't tell, it's a little messy over here. Also, if you haven't seen me before, which I'm assuming you haven't, it'd be weird if you had, because I've never been on YouTube before unless you found my childhood page, and if you do,
no, you didn't.
But I'm very excited to be here with you guys. I'm excited to see what this channel becomes. I love reading. I am an English major, so if you stick around on my channel, you might see me reading some books that I won't really pick for myself. I want to be an English teacher, the high school English teacher, because it would be so amazing to teach some of my favorite books to students. And also, I'm a grammar nerd and stuff like that, but I'm very excited for my future. What was I saying? Oh. Yeah, so if you stick around on this channel for a while, you'll probably see me reading some academic books that would not be books that I would pick up, and I'm just really excited for you guys to see what that journey entails, see like the juxtaposition of my reads, like what I would personally want to read, and like what, you know, my university wants me to read, and maybe we'll compare and contrast some of my favorite like contemporary reads and my favorite classic reads. Also, if you're seeing this in today's video, don't worry, I do have a pinky finger. I was in my closet, I was putting makeup on, my mirror fell off the wall, and I grabbed it, but it went so I do have a contusion on my finger. Is that the right word? We'll just ignore it. It doesn't hurt that bad anymore. I'm fine. I did, in fact, call my mommy to come home from her work, which is half an hour away, to help me because I was freaking out and bleeding everywhere. Don't worry about it because it's literally fine. My finger is still attached. I only have minor nerve damage. It's okay. No stitches required. Anyway, let's go book shopping. Are you ready? Let's go. Book shopping! Poor little Harper, stay in here. Puppet! Yay! Good girl, good girl. Say bye-bye. Daniel.
Yeah.
You ready to go book shopping?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
could take some hand sanitizer before you. Unless you're just me touching it, you know what I mean? You can edit it, it's fine. Do you want hand sanitizer?
What? Yeah.
Or no? Sorry.
We are on our way to store number 2. We just got out of Books A Million.
Starting right to the book rack.
We're going to the book rack. I got this cute bag and many books inside that I will show you later. It says it's a good day to read a book. And it is. Daniel.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy?
Oh, I'm on the video.
How did you enjoy your first book talk, book experience shopping?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. There was colorful images on books, and those were intriguing.
Yeah, so we spent...
But then I opened them, and it was just words, so I put it back.
We spent a good 10 minutes looking for
The Magic Tree House.
the Magic Tree House books.
Love those books.
We could not find them, but... But if we did, he was gonna read some. I want to get him to read Star Wars. He only likes Star Wars. He doesn't like reading, but I think if it's a Star Wars book...
Or a Bible book.
Or a Bible book. We could probably make it happen.
That's a wide lens.
It is a wide lens. Anything else to say? How was your experience? How would you rate it?
I gave it like a 8 or 9 out of 10, but 10 out of 10 because you were there.
Oh yay! And he also bought me all my books because this is my birthday.
It was her birthday.
Yay!
Okay, more book time.
Howdy readers, we are back home and now it is time for a book haul. I have 15 books here for you guys. I'm going to start with the books that we got together at Books A Million first, and then the book rack, and then I'm gonna talk about a couple books that I just got over the last couple weeks that I haven't put on my shelf yet. Should be good. We're gonna do this quick. Let's start with the books that I got from Books A Million. So, I'm currently in the middle of the Throne of Glass series. I say in the middle, I've read 2. I like to think it's in the middle because it makes me feel better because that series is massive and I am intimidated. But that's okay because we're gonna get through it together. Maybe I'll make a reading vlog for the next one. Anyway, so I got Assassin's Blade, Sarah J. Maas. When I first started reading Sarah J. Maas, I started with the ACOTAR series, but I am not an ACOTAR girly because I read about nearly 200 pages of the first book of ACOTAR and I couldn't do it. It was... How do I say this and not make fun of every ACOTAR girly out there? It was bad. It's bad. I thought it was bad. I thought it was bad. But then I picked up Throne of Glass to give her a second chance. This is like more of a YA series, and I'm a YA girly. That's where I thrive. It hit home. I read Throne of Glass. I immediately gave it 5 stars. I don't know what went wrong with ACOTAR, but maybe I'll restart it. Maybe that'll be a video one day. Maybe it'll be I reluctantly read ACOTAR. Tell me if you want that. I don't, but tell me if you want it. Anyway, I got The Assassin's Blade. This is 5 short stories. It follows Selena Sardothian and a couple other people, I think. A lot of people say you should read it first. I did not because I wanted to read it in the order they came out in, you know? Was it a good idea? I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows, honestly? I think it was fine because As of right now, I've read Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. If you've read the books, you know there's a big plot info drop at the end of Crown of Midnight that I know now. I know it, and I'm sure this book talks about it. Maybe I think it's a plot drop, but it's actually explained in this book. We're gonna move on. The next book that I got from Books A Million is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. She wrote The Dead Romantics, I think. I did not read that. Kind of want to, but I didn't. This book is honestly really confusing to me. My girl Haley Pham suggested it, and I love Haley Pham. We have very similar reading tastes, and most of what she likes, I like too. So I just picked it up, just pure faith in her. It's essentially about, it's magical realism. It's about a girl named Clementine, and BTW, I hate the name Clementine. I'm so sorry if your name is Clementine. I'm sure you're a sweet person. It's just, that's a fruit, okay? It's not a name for a person. But regardless, Clementine has a apartment that I think she inherited somewhere. This random guy shows up in her apartment, and turns out he's from 7 years in the past. Yep, you heard that. 7 years in the past. How is he in her apartment? I don't know. I've heard it doesn't actually explain that. I'm hoping they fall in love, but I don't really know how a fruit and a ghost fall in love, but we'll see, because I want to see that. I'm excited, because I love Haley. This one's for you. The last book that I got from Books A Million is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It's the first book in a series of 4 books, and it is like a dystopian retelling of fairy tales. This one is Cinderella, obviously, and it's about Cinderella if she was a Cyclops. No, wait, not Cyclops. Android? I don't know. She's metal. Part of her body is metal. If you see here, she's got like a metal foot. You know, glass slipper? No. Metal foot. See? There's the, yep. The first one is Cinderella, like I said. The other 3 are Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and Snow White. That sounds very interesting. So maybe if I like this, I'll continue the series. I'm hoping there's romance in it. It's also YA. Like I said, I love YA. I'm 20 years old, but I'm not ashamed. It's amazing. Moving on. Next, we're going to the book rack. So I'll show you the first book that I got. I'm not actually going to read this, but this is a double digest of Archie's. I don't even actually know what this comic is called, but it's the comic that Riverdale was based off of. So I was never really a huge fan of Riverdale. I only watched the first season, and even that was kind of eh. But then I looked back now, and going down a rabbit hole, I recently watched a 45-minute analysis of the last episode of Riverdale, and what the heck happened? It makes no sense to me. I don't know how people can still watch that from the first episode and think that it's cohesive in any manner at all. I just don't understand. Anyway, I got this mostly because the ads are so cute. Look, there's a little Pikachu ad on the back of it. It's like where you could talk to Pikachu. Like the world's first chat GPT or something. I think it came out in 99 or 2000 something. The early 2000s at least. But look how cute these are. They're just fun. I figured if I don't read it, I could make a cool collage out of it or something. But it was $2. So I couldn't leave it there. It's got you know those as seen on TV commercials that were all on TV when we were kids? Look, it's got all of those cute little ads inside of it. It's so fun. It just brought me back to my childhood, so I got this one. And it was cheap, so I didn't lose anything. And I had book credit. I actually brought in 6 books. It was more than 6. A lot of books that I traded in, and I got a lot of the stuff for free. Also, at the book rack, I got one more thing. And I say one more thing, but it's actually 4 books, but they're all of the same series. If you actually paid attention to the montage, you might have seen 4 books there. I got The Darkest Mind series by Alexandria Bracken. I watched the movie for this book, and oh my gosh, that was incredible. It reminded me of watching The Hunger Games or Divergent for the first time. I was experiencing an out-of-body experience. I had so much fun with it that I watched the movie with my best friend again, and she loved it, and so I promised her that if I ever found the books in person, I would buy them all, read them, and tell her how it all ends, because they only made 1 movie. It never got renewed. They never made the second one. So look what I got now, Jillian. I got all of them. I'm gonna put in a little clip right here of me telling her that, so go enjoy that. Hi guys, this is Jillian. She's my best friend. Winnie, come here. Say hi. Call your dog. There is Winnie. They're guest starring. So the reason she's here is because I have a special series that I need to show her. Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. That's not it. I also got the other 3 books in that series. I found all 4 of them at a used bookstore. And now I get to tell you how the story ends. Or, you know, you could read it for yourself.
That's a lot of reading. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I look at the actual words.
Just read the last page of the last book and spoil it for yourself. This one.
I'm not gonna remember, but
Jillian, that's the acknowledgements.
I was trying to find the last.
That's also the acknowledgements, I think.
Someone is here to kill you. That's the last sentence.
Jillian, you're not supposed to tell me! That's a different book. That's the start of her other book.
So now you know the end of that one.
Here. Don't read it out loud.
No?
No. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that was fun. So, what I was saying about The Darkest Minds, this is a series where some children have superpowers. There was like a plague that went out. The kids that survived largely got powers from it, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. It follows Ruby, who woke up on her 10th birthday and something happened and now her parents forget about her. She is taken to like this camp where all the gifted kids go and she's given a color. I don't want to spoil too much, but every color means like a different ability. So there's like a scale, and if you get to the very top, like I think it's orange or red, and those are like the ones like, I keep saying like so much. And those are the colors that are like killed off immediately. The government does not want them around because they're so dangerous. And I think, no spoilers, but I think Ruby is one of those. I watched the movie and the romance was pretty fire. Once again, YA. I'm a YA girly. I can only hope that the rest of these books are as good as the first movie for the first book was. I'm very excited for those. Okay, now we're going to move on to a couple books that I got in places that you didn't see. Okay, so we're going to start with this one book that I got from Target. It looks amazing. I'm just going to show you it. Look at this. That's crazy. That's so cool. So it's the same publisher as Fourth Wing. When they did the first edition of Fourth Wing, it had the cool, like, dragon. Here, hold on. I'll show you. You see, like, with the first edition of Fourth Wing, they put the dragons on the edges. This book sold out so quick. I had a second copy of it, and I literally sold it on eBay for nearly $300. What? Of course, when I see a Red Tower book, I immediately purchase it. But also, look at this. Look how beautiful that is. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, I immediately bought it and took it home. I didn't really care what it was about. It was just pretty and I wanted it on my shelf. But when I got home and I read what it was about, I am so excited to read this. Look, it involves like a circus. Anything with a circus immediately reminds me of Caraval because I adore Caraval. But I'm just gonna read you the summary because I don't really know how to describe it. For humans, the circus is a place filled with wonder and amazement. For Harrow, though, it's a place to hide from those who slaughtered her entire clan. Distinguishing her abilities as part of her act has kept her true identity safe for years, until he arrives. A strange new attraction with no name, no memory of who, or even what, he is, let alone an explanation for his odd yet deadly powers. But beneath the layers of anger and isolation, one glimpse into his inky eyes reveals a soul that calls out to the loneliness in her own. And so she chooses him. Harrow is drawn to the darkness, to her insatiable need to soothe the beast who threatens their very existence. But with every secret she unlocks from his past, another from hers whispers free as well. luring her enemies, who will stop at nothing to get their final revenge on Harrow. And she's afraid she's given them the perfect weapon against her because he's not what he seems. But maybe it's time they finally learn that neither is she. What? Okay, so you're telling me he's mysterious? He's a mysterious shadow man? Sign me up. Sign me up right now. I'm in. I'm 100% in. And there's a circus. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you the name. It's called Sanctuary of the Shadow. And it is by Aurora Asher. I got so excited about this book, I legitimately forgot to tell you who it was by. That's how thrilled I am to read this. Also, another thing. When I opened this, first of all, on paper, it's gorgeous. But when I looked at the cover, look at that. Look at that. You know what those are? Well, they look like 4 elements to me. I love elemental magic. When I was in high school, I wrote a book about elemental magic. It was called Beyond Me. It was amazing. Don't look it up on Wattpad. It's not there. If this has elemental magic in it, I am hook, line, and sinker, down the drain. It's over. I love it. It's 5 stars. Because I love elemental magic. And I hope the romance is fire. So excited to read that one. Let's start with a classic that I got from Goodwill. This is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I've already read this book. I adore it. It's amazing. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. It is the quintessential classic to every girl ever. You will be inspired, you will be traumatized, you'll be the most happy you've ever been and crying your eyes out. Because these 4 sisters and their neighbors are... They are the deepest characters that I've ever had to analyze, and that's saying something because I've read a lot of books. Okay, so Little Women, it's incredible. You should read it. Like I said, I've already read it, but this is a beautiful copy, and I've been meaning to reread it, and look how floppy this is. So it looks like the perfect copy to annotate, because my other copy that I read the first time through is actually a collector's edition, so I don't want to go through and annotate that. So this is my Little Women annotation copy. The next book on the roster is Float Plan by Trish Dollar. I'm not gonna lie, I did not read what this was about before I picked it up. And that's because when you see a modern looking cover like this at a Goodwill, you kind of just pick it up. You kind of just take it home, you know? I was thinking that it would be good, like, you know, looks romancy, right? So I brought it home. And then I was rewatching some Haley fan vlogs, like I always do. She read this book, and she gave it, like, less than 2 stars. Okay, so immediately my hopes for this book tanked. So I'm not terribly excited to read this, but I'll tell you a little bit what it's about. It's about Anna, who just lost her fiance, but before he died, they were like planning a boat trip on this sailboat thing. Now he's dead, and she can't go on this trip without him. Or can she? Because she gets on the boat anyway, but she's like, oh, I can't drive a boat, I don't know how to ride a boat, I don't know how to sail. So she finds this guy, she pays him, he gets on the boat, and he takes her around the world. But they probably fall in love. Is it good? I don't know. I've heard there's like only 2 characters because they're literally on a boat in the middle of nowhere. But maybe I'll get to it one of these days. Float Plan. Okay, the next book is Wilted Amethyst by Deja Malloy. If you've never heard of this, you're just like the rest of us because I've never heard of this. I just saw this on a shelf at my Goodwill and it looked cool. I'm a sucker for fantasies. It looks YA. It also looks self-published, and I love to support self-published girlies. I'm gonna read you the summary just in case you want to go pick one of these up because I don't know, it looks really interesting. Okay. If she's living in a fairy tale, it's a sinister one. 16-year-old Madden Wiley is not your average schoolgirl. Not unless the average teenager in Atlanta is haunted by strange shadows, glowing red eyes, and overwhelming nightmares. Enter Camden Saris, an odd newcomer who moves faster than any human Madden has ever seen, and who hangs out with a kind of weirdos who bring candles to a bonfire. It's giving Twilight. The moment Camden and Madden meet, he's drawn to her pendant, the one her grandmother gave her years ago. Maybe he can help her find out why the pendant seems to have a mind of its own, changing temperatures at will, disappearing unexpectedly, warping her reality and causing her to question her sanity. Her only fear is that she may be in over her head, but understanding the secrets of her bloodline and all of its implications is worth the trouble. Although Camden may have secrets of his own, she's sure that with him as her guide, navigating her way through this maze of shadows and this eerie new world would be a piece of cake. But then again, has uncovering the truth ever been easy? It sounds pretty good to me. I think I'll definitely read this. It sounds So good. It's also part of a series, I think. It says #1 on the side, so I'm assuming there's other books. Maybe it's a trilogy. I don't know. Very excited for this one. Wilted Amethyst by Deja Malloy. The next book that we have is The Night Circus. I'm really loving circuses these days. I don't know why. I read Caraval, absolutely devoured it. I bought this about a carnival also. Probably going to devour this one as well. This one I got also from Goodwill, and I got it because I've heard about it, not because I heard that it was good. I've heard it described as Caraval if Caraval was written as a classic. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. I read the back through before this video, and I don't know if you noticed, I have little notes on the back of all these books that I should talk about stuff for them, because I like to prepare. It says that there's dueling magicians that fall in love. Sign me up. I'm in. That sounds incredible. The only problem that I think I might have with this is the writing style. That's the only part that I've heard people complain about. Also, it's by Erin Morgenstern. I don't think I said that. I just think the writing might be a little strange for me. But then again, I read a lot of classics, so I don't know. Maybe it'll hit. Maybe it'll be amazing. Who knows? Okay, the next book that we have is Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Bobaum. This is, I believe it's young adult romance. I read about it and I heard people describe it as like adjacent to like the Cinderella story. I think it was a Disney movie. It had Hilary Duff in it and, what's his name? Chad Michael Murphy. It had Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murphy in it. And it was an incredible movie. I think I've watched it like 30 times now. It kind of reminds me of that. It's about a girl who moves to a new place with her new family, and she meets this guy online. She doesn't know who he is, but she starts to fall in love with him. Tell me 3 things, because when you text somebody and you're starting to talk to them, you want to know stuff about them. So she asks this guy to tell her 3 things about himself. And that's the premise of the book. It actually sounds incredible, and I'm really excited to read this. I've been trying to get into romance more because, honestly, I've been only reading fantasy for, like, the entire year. I know it's only March. Don't start. I really need to be getting into this. I know you can't actually see this tower now, but there's only one more book. Okay, the very last book that I have for you guys today is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This is set in the same universe as the Cruel Prince series. I was kind of indifferent about the Cruel Prince series. The world building was there, the romance wasn't. And I love romance. I mean, it was good, I enjoyed it, but was it my favorite fantasy that I've ever read? No, not at all. I'm excited for this one because it's set in a different part of that world, so maybe I'll like this one better. It's about Hazel and her brother Ben, who live in Fairfold, which is the place where humans and the folk live side by side. There is a boy in a glass coffin, like Cinderella kind of, and he's sleeping. He hasn't woken up. But one day he does, and I'm thinking that he is a love interest in this book. It is like brother and sister dynamic for Hazel and Ben. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I hope there's good romance in it. And I hope it's better than the Cruel Prince series because that wasn't really my thing. Alright y'all, thanks for joining me today for this book shopping and book haul video. I hope I see you guys again sometime. I'm trying to work on making more videos, but I'm kind of a newbie here. I don't really know how to edit that well, so if this video looks crazy, just tell me. I won't be offended. Yeah, but don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. It really helps me out. I'm trying to hit some goals over here, so help your girl out and hit that like button and subscribe button, and join me next time for more book videos. I think the next thing that we're going to do is going to be a bookshelf reorganization because I have to fit all these suckers on that shelf. Cool? Okay. Till next time. See you, readers.